Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join if they are interested. Please send in your question one at a time. Be brief and precise. If this is your first time to join, please let me know where you come from. And also let me know how the audio and video is doing. Everything okay? I will start reading your questions and comments. First one is from the BT. Namaskara Ajahn, Surabaya, Indonesia. Thank you. Feeling always Satu Satu Bante. Kenneth Hunt. Good morning, Ajahn. You are clear. Thank you. Wang Hui Sen. Satu Satu. Terence T.H. Lee. Wishing Ajahn well and happy. Thanks for your Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Nannapat Prabsawong. Namaskar with my respect. Video and audio are clear. Thank you for your teaching. You're welcome. KMA Mama Satu. Hong B Chin. Okay, here, nice to see you well. Thank you. Nice to see you too. Ali Hassan, good day, Ajahn. Video and audio clear. Thank you. Joe, audio, video. Okay, I am from Malaysia. Thank you. Nong Lin, Satu Satu. Enilam Satu. Kwan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, I will be going for 3 weeks retreat in Thailand this mid-November with another practitioner. Glad to hear. Maybe we can see, maybe we can meet. Kenneth and Keybock, greetings Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Thank you. Sabrina Sage, Satu. Chompo MTR, Satu. Kim H. Chua, Satu. Kwan Lee Man, to Wat Yan and Khao Chion. I am looking forward to pay respect to Ajahn and to practice in seclusion. Happy to hear that. Hope you find some peace and happiness in your practice. Bilim, Satu Hoti, Suchi Hoti, Suchi Hotu, Tanajan, Satu Satu. EOSC, good to see Ajahn again. Thank you for your teaching, Satu. You're welcome. Chittasati, dear Tanajan, bowing to you from the airport lounge. I will meet you in the early morning at the starting point near that lovely durian shop sign. In your and Sangha Pindabada Arms Round route on October 10, Monday. Pinta of Pansa Day tomorrow. And I am looking forward to that moment when you step out of that shuttle bus 40-0878. I bow my head sincerely at your feet. See you soon, my most respected Dhamma Master. Satu, Satu. Okay, see you tomorrow morning if all goes well. Kwan Liman, Mechi Mamio has helped me a lot in the arrangement, Satu. Okay, glad to hear that. Alexander Aroka, nice to see you, Ajahn. Satu. Nice to hear from you too. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, after I read the Sammaditi Sutta, the review, immediately I went to meditate. In my mind, I am reciting the Eight Noble Path way. Is that mindfulness meditation or insight meditation? Mindfulness, more, I think it's more likely to be mindfulness meditation. But not as good as sticking to just a mantra like Bhutto, Bhutto. But if your mind is still not calm enough to recite Bhutto, then you can recite a Noble Eightfold Path. If you want to do insight meditation, you have to contemplate on the three characteristics, nature of things. Mandala Shi, Satu, Satu. Sapruchai, Namaskaran to Ajahn from Indonesia. Welcome to our meeting. Celestino, Satu Tanajan. Hello to you, Celestino. Carmen CH. Good afternoon, Ajahn. May you be well and healthy always. Thank you. Bruce Lee Alam Saya. Namaskaran, dear Ajahn. Chi Chin Chuan. Yes, you are correct, Ajahn. I am still not able to focus on Bhutto or mantra. I am reading Majjhima Nikaya now. Is it okay for me to meditate based on each chapter I read because it is fresh in my mind by repeating the essence of the chapter? Yes, you can do that first. This is the first level of wisdom, learning the teaching of the Buddha, and keep repeating it so that you don't forget. This is the development of wisdom, the first two levels. First by reading or listening, then by reciting, in order not to forget it, and later on then apply in your practice by studying the nature of the body, the feelings, and the mind. Carmen CH, I have mind disturbing now. I have a big argument being chased out by my sister few times already this year due to lack of rooms to occupy for her children. I feel that she has no compassion toward me by uttering all unkind speech toward me. When chasing me out, the feeling of hatred begins to plant mind towards her. I do not know how to forgive her. Please advise Ajahn. That's because you expect a lot from her. If you don't expect anything from her, then you will not be angry at her. You take her as she is. Don't consider her to be somebody who has to be nice to you, kind to you, or compassionate to you. Yeah. If you don't expect anything from her, you will not be sad or disappointed or angry at her. Just tell yourself this is the way she is. You can't change her. So don't expect anything from her. And accept that this is your fate or your karma. Then you will not feel sad or angry, and you can forgive her. Better not to expect anything from her. Anything good. Expect all the bad things from her, then you will not be disappointed. Sometimes we're just not smart enough. We are so naive. We think people are nice, but in fact they are like devil. So if you see them as devil, then you will not be sad when they do something bad to you. But if you look at them as angels, and when they act as devil, then you feel disappointed and sad and angry. So look at everybody as devil. They're the devil in disguise. So don't expect anything good from them. When you don't expect anything good, and if they don't give you anything good, you will not be disappointed. I skipped this question from Shelley Stino. I mainly talk about Dhamma and the step to see it, not being interested in anything else anymore. However, I often talk too much and say too many things, creating confusion instead of understanding about what needs to be done as first step. How can I train or learn to talk just enough for people wishing to begin the path, my Kalyana? If you cannot control your speech, then the best thing is not to talk anything at all. Just excuse yourself from any conversation if it's possible. Try to be alone, stay secluded as much as possible, and try to develop mindfulness enough to be able to control your thoughts. Don't worry about teaching other people. No, it's not the time for you to do it. Now is the time for you to do the practice. So if you can avoid associating, meeting people, do that. Try to be alone as much as possible. If you have to talk to people, just say just enough. Like, how are you? Goodbye. See you later. I have to go practice. Or something like that. It's kind of easy to get sucked into your conversation once you start talking. So the best thing is not to talk at all or talk as little as possible. Just exchange pleasantries and then excuse yourself and go do your practice. Carmen CH. Okay, I read this question. Eli Hassan, Ajahn, I saw there was a group of Medan doing Katina at Ajahn's monastery just now at Facebook. Mudita for... Yes, there was a group from Medan giving food this morning also on Bintabata. But they say they're leaving tomorrow, going back to Medan. They've been here a few times already. Anna Goldman, Satu Satu. Mandala Shi, dear Ajahn, Japan monks cannot smoke. Thailand is okay. Yes, in Thailand, smoking is not considered to be breaking the monk's precept, so they can smoke. Chayanit Yamada, good morning, Prajan. Mandala Shi. Because a lady see many great monks, old photos, she saw them smoke and eat bitter nuts. Also, she think if meditation good enough, smoke will not affect his mindfulness. I answer her, it might just be a different culture. Well, according to the Thai interpretation of the monastic code of the precept of the monks, smoking wasn't prescribed or prohibited, so one can smoke if one likes to. Pasana Chunasevi, good morning, Prajan. Good morning to you. Hi John, good afternoon, Ajahn. Gek Genso, greeting Tanajan. Celestino, right, Anumodana Tanajan. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, I am only able to focus about 7 minutes before my mind asks me to stop and open my eyes. How do I force myself to meditate longer? By reciting Bhutto Bhutto. Close your eye and continue to recite Bhutto 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 and forget about the feeling that your mind is telling you what to do. If you can focus on the mantra for a while, you forget about wanting to get up and you can continue on meditation. Christine Koe, Long Po, happy and Vasa. Thank you. Mandala Shi, thank you so much for answering. We will continue watching and practice the Dhamma. You're welcome. Rusli Alamsaya, question 1 from Indonesian friend. Please pardon this silly question. Is there any effect if I ate the betel nut spit of Pra Arahant? You might get infected if the Arahant has a disease, has some virus or some germs in his mouth. So you can get infected. There's no spiritual effect whatsoever. It's more psychological. To use or to to be associated with an arahant object. When I was put and offered from Thai friend, I thought it was left over from Long Ta's bowl. Will there be anything good, even a small slice of blessing from it? Thank you, dear Ajahn. Like I say, it's psychological. It has nothing of value as far as practice is concerned. It's better for you to recite the word Bhutto Bhutto or Long Ta. That would be more beneficial than eating his betel, the leftover of his betel nut or leftover from his bowl. It's just belief, it's just psychological. For people who cannot practice, for those who can practice, they don't have to rely on this method. Alvin Lee, Wei Peng, good morning, Thanajan, Sadhu, Sadhu, you're welcome. Kevin Kuchwan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kevin Conchuan, Sadhu. Adeline Chin, good morning, good afternoon, Thanajan. Good afternoon to you. Question from Apaya Wangsa, India. If I don't pronounce your name properly, I'm sorry. Apaya Wangsa, India. In 2015, I started Vipassana under S.N. Goenka tradition for 6 years, and then 1 year monastery tradition, and got my ordination from Na Uyana Forest Monastery in Sri Lanka. My interest is place for self-meditation and support for meditation teaching. Kindly guide me regarding this. I don't know what you want. See. What you want is a teacher and a monastery that have a surrounding conducive for your meditation practice. I would recommend you read maybe the book called A Guide to Buddhist Forest Tradition Buddhist Monastery, Meditation Monastery in Thailand, or something like that. A guide to meditation centers or monastery in Thailand. Then you'll find a lot of listing of many monasteries, and also what type of teacher and what type of surrounding each monastery has. So search for a guidebook called A Guide to Buddhist Meditation Monastery in Thailand. Chi Chin Chuan, if I chant Ajahn Suchart as my mantra, will Ajahn be able to connect with me and guide me from far away? No. This is just a method of developing mindfulness, of stopping your mind from thinking. It doesn't connect to anybody. If you recite Bhutto Bhutto, you will not be connected to the Buddha. Kim Bun Chu, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Ramsa, Namaskaran, Ajahn, thank you for your teaching. When I worry from work or others, I also practice to develop myself to have more mindfulness, to solve every problem. Thank you. Yes, mindfulness can stop your problem It might not solve your problem, but it can temporarily stop your mind from being involved with the problem. Pull your mind away from the problem. To solve the problem, you have to use anicca, dukkha, anatta to solve it. Lee Iwan, good day, Ajahn. Good day to you. Liberty Lee, good day, Bhante. In Buddhism, where would a selfish, suicide person go, please? Sadhu. You will go to hell, that's for sure. When you kill yourself or you kill other people out of anger, out of hatred, then you will go to hell. But if you kill animal for food, you will go to the animal realms. You will be born as animal. So whether you kill yourself or kill other people, you will probably go to hell. Aye, Namaskara, Ajahn. Thank you. Liberty Lee, Sadhu Bhante, Chi Chin Chuan. My friend say I am crazy to start reading Majjhima Nikaya as a beginning student. He say I should read easier reading like from monk example, Ajahn Chah, Lokta Mahabhu, or Ajahn Suchart. Is it true? Not necessarily. You can read anything you want if you can. I would recommend the sutta from the Buddha for a starter, so that you can get acquainted with the Buddha's teaching first. Like the first discourse called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Then read the Mangala Sutta. And then the Four Foundation of Mindfulness Sutta, the Satipatthana Sutta. I think these three suttas will give you a bird's eye view of the Buddha's teaching. You don't have to read the whole Majjhima book, Just read the important ones, like the first discourse, teaching about the Noble Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths. Then read about the 38th step to Nibbana, called the Mangala Sutta. And then the four foundation of mindfulness, the Satipatthana Sutta. If you read these three suttas, you will be well informed of the Buddha's teaching. And you know what you need to do from there. Reading too much is useless. It can be counterproductive because it will be blocking your path, because you have to practice in order to get to Nibbana, to liberation, to enlightenment. not just reading alone. You don't have to read the whole Tipitaka. Just read these 3 sutta, I think, will be enough. And if you want anything more, you can then search for the clarification of each of the words or of the subject that you read and you don't understand. Then you can read Longda Mahabhu's or my teaching or something like that to enhance your understanding of the Buddha's teaching. Liberty Lee, Bante, can you tell us about why did you choose to become a monk many decades ago, please? You can read my biography, either called My Way. This is the first one I printed. You can read them. You can read the book My Way, Beyond Birth. These are the 2 books about my biography. You'll learn why I decided to become a monk. You can download or read the books from my website called suchart.com. Eileen Chi, Ajahn, how can we help the departed one? By giving to charity, and then you can share the merits that you acquire from giving to the departed ones. Like if you give food to monks in the morning, after you finish giving food, then you can share this merit that you have acquired by reciting in your mind, may this or that person receive this merit with me, and that's all you can do for for people who die. Dealing now with Satu Bante. Question 1. Are there any other abilities of the mind than thinking and knowing? Example, communicating with other beings, etc. Yes, the mind has many ability. What we call the extraordinary ability which we call psychic power. But this doesn't happen to everybody. Some people can reach this psychic power and some people cannot. But it's not necessary for becoming enlightened. Like the ability to recollect past life, the ability to connect with other spiritual beings, the ability to read the mind of other people, for instance. These are special ability of the mind, but it's not prerequisite or essential for the practice of enlightenment. Question 2, when we are in a dream, it's always the thinking mind that always inactive. Could you explain the status of mind when someone is in a dream? When you dream, it means your mind still working, your mind still think. So it creates stories for you to watch. But sometimes it can be some other spiritual beings connecting with you also. There is a possibility there. But whether it is true or not, you have to wait and see and prove it for yourself. Sometimes what you dream might be your psychic power doing the dreaming, not your thinking doing the dreaming. So it depends. If you have psychic power, when you sleep, you might enter into another spiritual realms and meeting with other spiritual beings. But if you don't have, then it's probably your thinking. You might think about these things. I.e., Tanajan, is it really unnecessary to ask for blessing from monks? It's useless because blessing can only gain from your action, from what you do, not from what other people say. Monks only give you encouragement. That's all. The blessing that monk gives you are just encouragement, so that you can be more encouraged to do more good things. So yes, this is unnecessary to ask for blessing from monks because they cannot give you any blessing, except they can give you the teaching of the Buddha. But they cannot give you happiness or richness or longevity, for instance. This is something you have to do it yourself. Chi Chin Chuan, thank you, teacher Ajahn, for guiding me today. I will start reading the three sutta as you suggested. Yes, see how you see what happens. Anandati, Satu Satu. Tan Mui Ki, Satu Satu. Greetings from Penang. Greetings to you. Celestino, I have a doubt coming from my practice. I find quite impossible to get the anagami fruit in lay life because there are too many distractions that cause drawbacks. Is it right to think that becoming the sixth type of noble person does involve the right place like a monastery where there are no distractions, Tanajan? Yes, it's probably best for you to isolate yourself from the distraction of the world. And that's only half of the way. Even when you are isolated, your mind can still think about this distraction. So you have to be constantly mindful, stopping your mind from thinking as soon as it starts to think about these worldly distractions. You have to be constantly mindful, using mantra. If you haven't yet have enough mindfulness, then you develop mindfulness to counter these distractions. Once you have enough mindfulness, then you can use asubha contemplation to contemplate on the unpleasant nature of the body until you see the body as being unpleasant at all times. Then you can overcome your attraction to the pleasant aspect of the body. Tan IB, Sadhu Sadhu. Here's some links to my biography in answer to Chi Chin Chuan's question. Enilam, Sadhu Sadhu. You're welcome. Celestino, Anumodana Tanajan. I will follow your instruction. You're welcome. Tan Mui Ki, Ajahn, at present, I mix my practice from Mahayana method, chanting, and Theravada method. Meditation, is it okay? As long as it produces result. So you have to look at the result, whether your mind becomes calm and peaceful, then it is okay. But if it doesn't bring you any result, maybe you should stick to one or the other first. See how it works for you that way. Swante, Satu Satu. Xiao Chan, Tanajan, every time when sitting in meditation, I will think of my death maybe 1 hour from now, and it makes me more alert and observant of my breath. The breath becomes subtle and almost an hour. This is the stage I am experiencing now, and seems to stop there every time I meditate. Is it okay and keep observing my breath like this? Yes, you should observe your breath, but you should not follow your breath in or out. Just watching at one point, the point of contact, usually at the tip of your nose or above your upper lips. Just focus on that point alone and try not to let the mind go think about other things. If you can have continuous mindfulness, your mind should be able to enter into samadhi easily. Question number 2 from IE. How about the water that has been recited, parita, obtained from the monastery? Usually, if we believe the water will help us in terms of health, or avoid black magic, is that wrong thinking? Yes, it is wrong thinking. Water is water. It's nothing, has nothing to do with the chanting. The water just remains water. The water is for the body, not for the mind. So don't be misled to think that it can eliminate black magic or bad health or something like that. Sometimes it can make you sick if the water is not clean, because sometimes they put candles and other stuff into the water also. So don't use it to kill your body or to kill black magic. Yeah. What will kill black magic is to use mindfulness to make your mind strong. Once your mind becomes strong, then black magic cannot attack your mind. Liu Yun Fong, Sadhu, Sadhu. Someone with the Chinese character, Chinese alphabet. Sadhu, Sadhu. Shireen QS from Butterworth. Ajahn, there's a Dhamma friend whom I'm very close to. Makes me feel bad frequently by accusing or scolding me. Should I avoid this person? If there's no need to have any contact with this person, then it's probably better for you to avoid this person. But if you still have to have contact, then try to use mindfulness and metta, loving kindness, to deal with people that you don't like or people who treat you bad. You should try to forgive them and don't expect anything good from them. Then you will not be sad or angry. Don't expect anything good from people. Then you will not be disappointed or sad or angry. Expect the worst from people. And if they don't turn out to be bad, then it can make you happy. Just simply because they're not bad is good enough. So don't expect them to be good to you, be nice to you, because that's too high a goal for people to achieve. It's easier for people to be bad. So expect them to be bad, then you will not be sad or disappointed or angry. Carmen C.H. Dear Ajahn, thank you for your advice. Yes, it is true that I am naive now. I will treat her as a devil and don't expect anything from her. I think I will feel better. Definitely, I guarantee you. If you don't expect anything from her, then you will not be disappointed. Christine Coe, take care, Long Po. Mouthwash gargle is good for prevent COVID cough. Thank you. Sherin QS, Sadhu Ajahn for your advice. You're welcome. Hope for the best, expect the worst. This is the mantra you should keep reciting in your mind all the time. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. And do whatever you can. That's all that we can do really in this world, in this life. We just have to hope for the best, but expect the worst. And do whatever we can. Then life will be okay for us. No matter what happens, we have to accept it because this is our life. This is our reality of life. Everything is anicca, impermanent, not certain, not always gonna be the same. Things can change. Things can be better. Things can be worse. We cannot control them. We cannot force them to be good all the time. Just stay calm, practice mindfulness and wisdom. Then you will be able to handle every types of reality, every situation, every happening. Tan Mui Ki, Ajahn, thank you for your great teaching and advice. You're welcome. Check link 10. Hope for the best, expect the worst. That's right, check. Then you will never be disappointed. You will never get angry. And do what you can. Don't expect any help from other people either. Rely on yourself. Do whatever you can, and be happy with whatever you get. Yin Yuan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Alexander Aroka. I study Anguttara Sutta, number 7.58, Mangalana process. My conclusion is that once samadhi is established, I don't see myself fighting the kilesa as they disappear according to the intensity of mindfulness. Just but briefly, temporarily, when you come out of samadhi, your kilesa will come into action again. Then you will need wisdom. You will need anicca dukkha anatta to eventually eliminate your kilesas permanently. Mindfulness cannot get rid of your kilesas permanently. It can only stop it temporarily. Check LinkedIn. Don't expect help from other people. Rely on yourself. Be happy with whatever you get. So many great advice, Ajahn. Simple. It's not great advice, just simple. It's common sense. We don't use common sense anymore these days. We are being fed with delusion to expect so many things from life. That's why we have a lot of stress when we cannot achieve what we're supposed to get. When in reality it's not that way at all. Things like I always say, life is a buffet, not an a la carte. Lim Lim Satu Satu. Rusli Alam Saya from question number 2 from Indonesian friend. In Indonesia, we also like to invite monks to parita chanting and blessing of new store, moving to new house, birthday, sick or dying people, funeral ceremony. Would this tradition considered as a hindrance on samadhi? Yes, because samadhi is a belief in the law of karma. You don't need to invite monks to do anything for you. You have to do yourself. You have to do good. Avoid doing bad karma. That's all. This is samadhi. Everything that happens to you by your own karma, nothing else. So do good karma and avoid doing bad karma. That's all. You don't need to do any rituals. You don't need to invite monks to chant at your house or your store or your birthday or anything like that. Just keep doing good karma. Then everything will work out good for you. If bad things happen to you, just accept it. This is the nature of the world, of life. Or accept that this is probably your bad karma in the past producing the result. That's all. Lee Se Ji, Satu Bante, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Sweet Tan, dear Ajahn, how to prevent others from planting ill advice, anger, or sense of fear. Example, like black magic into our perception or into our mind. Do we have to use mindfulness to guide our mind all the time? Does wisdom play a part as well to prevent this? Yes, there's no such thing as black magic, really. The Buddha said, just believe in the law of karma. Be steadfast in your belief in the law of karma. And then you will not be persuaded by other theory. These are all theory, black magic, and all sorts of ideas. Just stick to the Buddha's teaching, the law of karma. Only the law of karma can do harm to you or bless you. Nothing else can. So stick to the law of karma. Do good karma, avoid doing bad karma. It's so simple. But we expect so much from life that when we don't get it, we start to seek for some other support, which they are not true support. They cannot give you what you want anyway. It's only your good and bad karma that will affect you, hurt you or bless you. I sing greeting Prajan and everyone. May all be free from mental and physical suffering and be liberated. Rusli Alam Saya, continue. Question number 2. How should Buddhism act on those days in life? Is it better to do dana, practice sila, and so on. For instance, on birthday, I could see included myself with 8 precepts and practice mindfulness. Thank you very much. You can choose what you want to do among the 3 things. Give dana, keep the precepts, or meditate. Or you can do all of them. That will also be good. Give charity, give to charity of your choice. Keep the precepts, 5 or 8, and then meditate, practice mindfulness all day long. Joanne Lim Chu Ian, Sadhu Sadhu. Sweet hand, thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching. You're welcome. Susiko Kiki, Namaskar, Ajahn. I.e., question number 3. I now rarely go to the monastery. I prefer to meditate and listen to the Dhamma via YouTube or Facebook. As for guidance from Ajahn, is this the wrong way? No, this is the right way. A monastery isn't always a good place to go when it's not quiet. A monastery should be a quiet place for meditation and contemplation. But if you cannot find a quiet place for contemplation and meditation from monasteries, then you can stay at home and do it. Staying at home is good enough also. The definition of monastery should be a place of quiet and contemplation. If your home is a place that you can do contemplation and meditation, then that's your monastery for you. As far as teacher, you now can access teachers from YouTube and from the internet, so you don't need to go to the monastery either. Jib Luang Gun, Sadhu Sadhu. Suseko Kiki, Sadhu Sadhu. Well, looks like we are almost out of time. We just only have 1 minute left. So I think I will have to conclude this meeting for today, and hope that you have learned and benefit from this meeting and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.